Good morning.
Morning.
Oh my God, how are you?
I am good, but I actually did something quite unusual yesterday. I went and
What-
socialized.
You did what? Wait a minute. You did what? Hi, Gwen. Hi, Jen. Hi, Wisco, Snuggle. You went out and socialized?
I didn't mean
Hi,
to.
Tracy. What do you mean you didn't mean
I
to?
didn't mean to
Because
because
when
I
I talked
had
to you, you said that you were leaving your coworker's house, right?
right. And here's the thing. She's very social. I am not, but she's a sweetheart. I love her. And like I said, she brought up some stuff for me from the property. So I had to go over there and go and get it because I didn't want to inconvenience her or have her send like an Uber delivery or anything like that. And I was on the way down to Costco. It's all in my chore list.
Okay.
So after the pharmacy, my watch guy, then her, and then Costco, and then back in the house, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we started talking and gossiping, and she was giving me the heads up on everything down there. And, one thing led to another. And then we were having like an aperitif. And then she's like inviting me for dinner. I was like, bitch, I got to get to Costco.
So
I
that's why you
went
never called me when you got home.
because I rolled up to Costco 8 minutes before closing.
But
I
you
was
had a good
down by the
day.
prepared food section, and bitch, they was turning off the lights on the cases. I was like, oh, how rude.
Oh
I've
my
never been
God.
in Costco when it's getting ready to close.
Well, before I did my members only yesterday, I went to the emergency room. My shoulder, I had
Oh,
inflammation in that girl. I was pain. I don't know what the
what is
hell I
going
did. Good morning,
on?
Habanero. Huh?
What did they give you for it? Why you have inflammations? Did you hit
Uh,
your arm?
I don't know. I have a strain. Well, I know what it is, but I don't know how I did it. So anyway, I had to take care of that. Oh my God,
Wait,
you had a bear in your. Oh, wait a minute.
you
So
had a bear in
we
your
had
arm?
a bear attack in Florida. Hold on. I meant to show that
Wait, where?
in Florida.
What are bears doing in Florida?
Girl, that's what I want to know. Um
Wait, anyone who's like really familiar with Florida, other than me, um,
there was a
do
bear
we
that
have
attacked a
bears?
man, bit him because he was trying to save his dog.
What?
Okay. Yes. Yeah.
Oh
Hold on.
God.
Let me get.
All right.
Yep.
Just
Let me
another
get it.
thing for me to look out for in Florida. Wow.
Yep. Let me get it. I meant to show you guys this yesterday, but I completely forgot. Okay. So I think this is the one. Hold on. Okay. Yeah. I don't want to use Good Morning America. Not at all. Okay. Here we go. Um, I'm going to have to use Fox. Hold on, because that's the one that has the 911 call. Hold on.
Um,
And then you heard of what happened to the Brooklyn Bridge, right?
no.
It was hit. Two people are killed by a Mexican boat. But that's what the news that I have that. So hold on. Here it is.
Pick my
Oh,
dog up in front of
why
him.
we gotta
What
apply a
the Lord in
nationality to
heaven?
a boat?
That's what they did in the news. I didn't do it. That's
Mm,
what they did in the news.
House as soon
mm.
as I could.
My goodness, a harrowing 911 call from a man who was attacked by a black bear. He was trying to protect his dog. This surveillance video showing the bear and her
In a
cub
cup.
near the guy's house just minutes before the attack. All of this happening early this morning in the Tiger Point neighborhood in Santa Rosa County. Our Claudia Nichols is live right there tonight. And Claudia, first, how is he doing?
All we know right now, Lanice, is that he was rushed to the hospital at 2 a.m. He told the 911 operator that the bear had bit him on the leg and he was bleeding a lot. Tonight, wildlife officials are still looking for the bear, and this neighborhood is in shock.
I just got bit by a bear in my backyard. It tried to attack my dog, and I went to rescue my dog, and it bit me in my leg.
A man desperately calls 911 after a bear charged him in his backyard in Gulf Breeze early this morning.
He charged me again after he bit me.
The man says he's bleeding and the bear just chased his dog toward the house.
No way. This really just like happened.
He tells the 911 operator he managed to get away from the bear and inside to safety. The Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission says in a statement the attack happened after the man let his dog outside in his fenced-in backyard. It happened around 2 a.m. on
The backyard is
Joseph in a
fenced
Tiger
in.
Point neighborhood. A neighbor just a couple of houses down from where the attack happened says his surveillance video shows the black bear and her cub were meandering around his driveway just 10 minutes before the attack.
They came in front of my house. First the big mama bear, then she turned back, she was checking on the baby, and they came this way and knocked the trash can out and they looking for food.
Another neighbor says there have been signs of bears in the area for years.
Every year we have bears come through. Twice I've had them actually tear the fence down and tear the fence down again to get out.
But the attack took others by surprise.
Seen coyotes, I've seen turtles, and
Turtles? Okay.
I saw a bobcat once, but never saw a bear up in this area.
Florida getting bad.
Florida Fish and Wildlife says it will try to trap the bear and kill it humanely. Now,
So you see, I knew that was going to happen. They're going to track that bear and kill it. That bear has a cub. Are they going to kill the cub too?
Well, while that was playing, I was doing some clickety clacking, and I had to figure out where Santa Rosa County was in, relation to me, and I'm okay. And then I asked the Googler, are bears indigenous to Florida? And there is one bear species that is indigenous to Florida, and it's the Florida black bear.
Well, that's the bear.
Yeah, and it did, like, the second bear that was trotting out onto the lawn, the picture of what they say is the Florida black bear looked just like that.
So you're safe. Well,
I'm
see, you're
safe
in a high
because
rise
that's
anyway.
up in near Pensacola area.
Yeah, you're in a high rise.
Well, yes, but like we're the whole peninsula down from where that is, so I'm okay. I only got to worry about the gators. Yeah, that's the only thing we like. And iguanas.
Wolf sightings? Oh shit!
Wolf sightings here recently?
Wolf sightings? Oh,
Are you in
God.
Florida?
Not in Florida, right?
I hope not, because don't make me go and Google that too.
Not in Florida. Yeah, but that bear bit. I meant to show that yesterday, and then this happened while I was live last night on TikTok, hanging out on TikTok. This is, see, 2 killed after Mexican Navy ship strikes Brooklyn Bridge.
Oh, okay. Now I understand why they did it.
Okay. So here we go.
Unfathomable.
Look.
This Mexican tall ship owned by the U.S. Navy crashing into the Brooklyn Bridge last night.
No, I totally get it. We've seen this.
The U.S. Navy?
Yep, and let me tell you what was
But wait,
well,
they
not
said
funny.
it was owned by the U.S. Navy.
That's what he said. I'll back it up. You remember when I was talking to Lexi? I don't know if you were backstage at the time when we were talking about me always going over the George Washington Bridge
And you're
from
scared.
Jersey to New York, and how I used to like to be on the bottom because of the top. And then I said, now I think I want to be on top. And this is in New York. I used to go from Teaneck to New York all the time, and I was on the George Washington Bridge. There's 2 layers. There's the top and the lower level. I used to like to be on the lower level, and then I thought about it. If something happens on top, the cars have come crashing down. That's the way my mind was going. Hi, Drea, but let's listen to
Crashing into the Brooklyn Bridge last night.
No, I totally get it. We've seen this.
Ship owned by the U.S. Navy crashing
owned by the
into the
US
Brooklyn
Navy.
Bridge last night.
No, I totally get it. We've seen this video now a couple of times. A lot of people waking up probably seen it for the first time.
And still,
Look,
Yeah, it's staggering. The ship's towering mast, they snapped under the undercarriage of the
But
bridge
you
there.
know,
Two
there's a
people are
height
dead
thing
at this
there.
point. More than a dozen others are injured. We want to head to the scene now. Weekend Today North, Jessica Cunnington live over at Pier.
Was it out of control? Like
It looked like it didn't, but I think
towards
when
the embankment, like
hold
this is
on,
weird.
it looked like it, but let's take a look at it again. It looked like it's veering towards the pier, doesn't it?
Right, because if you're coming into dock, you would be going like you'd be swinging around, coming back out to angle up, and it's just coming straight.
Is Party
ahead.
Rock here? I mean Petty Rock. Look, Petty Rock.
Petty
I didn't
Rock?
see her.
What?
Okay, let's look.
And still,
Yeah, it's staggering.
Yeah, it
The
looks
ship's
like
towering
it's going
mast.
towards the pier.
They snapped
Right, that's nice.
under the undercarriage of the bridge there.
Look at that.
Two people are dead at this point. More than
Yeah,
a dozen
it
others
was
are
like-
injured. We want to head to the scene now. Weekend Today North,
Maybe
Jessica
because it hit the bridge and it lost control.
I don't know.
Oh my
Cunnington
God.
live over at Pier 36. It's on the Lower East Side, and that's where the ship is docked right now. Jess, what's the latest?
They lost power.
I would like clarification on that, because how is it a Mexican tall ship, but it's owned by the U.S. Navy? Like, do we lease out our tall ships? Just asking for a friend.
Debbie, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've seen the ships at the Norfolk Port. Hi, Lady Red. I've seen the ships at Lady Red. My God, did you see Lisa this morning and last night? Oh my God. Looked like somebody punched her in her face yesterday. Last night. Looked like she was punched. Okay. Let's
Yeah, it is docked here for now. It's being guarded by two NYPD officers and also an NYPD harbor unit boat that is in the water here. But wow, there are so many questions that people have this morning about how this happened, how it could have happened, and the NTSB will be conducting a full investigation into that. But I want to take you closer to this boat, to this tall ship that was on a naval training mission. It was on its way to Iceland. That was supposed to be the next stop. But instead, officials say there was some sort of mechanical mishap that led this ship to smash right into the Brooklyn Bridge. You can take a look at the top of the masts there that are just broken, snapped, hanging over now. You might have seen the video. It was posted all across social media. We, of course, showed it to you last night. But really, this happened around 8:30 p.m. when that ship just veered straight on into the bridge. In one video, you can see, as you both mentioned, sailors up on the masts seconds before
let me just say this. If anybody has been to Norfolk Navy Base, if you've been to, I have never seen a Navy ship like this. Never.
Those are the old
I've never
ones.
seen one like that.
There's a cruise ship that used to do these tall ship, Windjammer. And I know the Spanish Navy still has a lot of these ships that they do Navy training on for new recruits. But they are like, they've kept them up. Well, at least they should have. And they do have mechanical systems as opposed to when they were back in the day. But they're really a breathtaking thing to see, sailing along with all of the sails unfurled and everything.
How do you misjudge the height? Maybe he should have been like in the middle where the bridge goes up.
Right. But they said it was a mechanical issue. So maybe their rudder failed, their steering system failed or something, because they did send sailors up onto those sails, those masts. For some reason, they knew they were in trouble. They just couldn't pull it around.
Okay, so because there's a part that goes. I'm gonna see if you show
hit the bridge. Tons of people in Manhattan
There was
and
no way
Brooklyn
they were
were
gonna
out
make
by
it
the
up that
water.
bridge.
It was
Look
a
at this.
beautiful Saturday evening, as we know. So many people watched this happen and could not believe what they were seeing. According to the naval lieutenant on that ship, he had told our team earlier last week that this was a training mission for cadets at a Mexican naval school. Now, officials told us 277 people in total were on board, and you're taking a look at photos here of the massive rescue effort last night by the FDNY and the NYPD to get every single person off safely. Now, Mayor Eric Adams says 19 people in total were injured, and we know 2 people passed away. According to the preliminary investigation, the NYPD...
Eric Adams, you bitch. Sorry.
PD said the pilot assigned to navigating the boat out into the water, well, they believe there was some kind of...
You could miscalculate that. You saw approaching...
Right, but if they didn't have steering...
Debbie, they weren't going to make it under that bridge with those sails as high as they were.
But what I'm trying to say is that they probably never had any intentions of steering under the bridge.
All right.
So if you lost your steering, you have no control.
Oh my God.
Mechanical issues that then caused that ship to hit the bridge.
Dancing, singing, but there was people on the mast standing up, and I don't know, they were backing up and it hit the top shelf and the mast came down and the people were just hanging from there.
The captain was backing up. So the ship was backing up.
And that was maneuvering the ship, lost, I guess, power of the ship and the current, mechanical function caused the ship to go right into the pillar of the bridge, hitting the mast of the ship where there was a couple of sailors on top of it.
Now, here is some video of the ship that had been at Pier 17 last week. This is, of course, way before this crash happened. The lieutenant had told our team that New York was just one stop of many on the training cruise. And normally at all of the different ports that the ship visits, it attracts a lot of attention from local residents in the different places that they visit. And people are welcome to come onto the boat to exchange culture, to get to know a little bit of Mexico. So this ship has a lot of meaning. It has been out at sea for 36 years in total. New York City right now working very closely with the Mexican government right now, especially with family members of those 2 people who passed away. They, of course, are making their way here to New York City. We know 2 others are still in critical condition this morning, and others are injured as well. What we know in terms of the Brooklyn Bridge, the Department of Transportation Commissioner, along with the mayor, said after a preliminary inspection of the bridge, there seemed to be no damage done to the bridge itself or its structure because or due to this crash. So the bridge is open and running as normal. But again, the NTSB will conduct a full investigation about this incident. Live on the Lower East Side this morning, I'm Jessica Cunnington. Back to you.
What a horrific story, Jess. Thank you. And Gus and I were talking about this.
A lot of people waking up probably seeing it for the first time.
Brooklyn Bridge last night.
No, I totally get it. We've seen this video now a couple of times. A lot of people waking up probably seeing it for the first time.
What was this thing right here that was moving?
Yeah, it's staggering. The ship's towering mast, they snapped under the undercarriage of the bridge there. 2 people are dead at this point. More than a dozen. We've seen this video.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
That could probably be rigging.
Yeah, because it looks like, the things that you go up and down on the windows with too. But look how that hit that. Girl, so they had 2 people up on the mast.
Owned by the U.S. Navy, crashing into the Brooklyn Bridge last night.
No, I totally get it. We've seen this video now a couple of times. A lot of people waking up probably seeing it for the first time.
And still.
Yeah, it's staggering. The ship's towering mast, they snapped under the undercarriage of the bridge there.
Goodness.
2 people are dead at this point. More than a dozen.
Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Oh.
Now, as a side note, it is training because right now the Princess of Asturias, who is the first in line to the Spanish throne, is in her naval training, and she is on a Spanish tall ship going throughout the Caribbean, South America, Central America. They were just in Panama. Every stop they make, they allow they do a little thingy and they allow people to come and learn about the Spanish Navy and their ship. And on those tall ships, you will have sailors that are up on the mast because they help control the mast going up and down. So I'm wondering if it was sailors who passed away and if they were on
So they
the
don't
mast.
have any kind of rigging, like any kind of harnesses or anything?
You have to know how to climb up those masts freely, like you're not encumbered. I don't know if you're tied off once you're in your station, but yeah, it's part of their naval training. Once you go through like military cadet school, you go on these tall ships and you do like, it's months on end. I think hers is like 18 months or something like that.
Oh my goodness.
Because she has to go through each of the branches of the military, and this is what which branch she's in now. And I've been seeing updates of her going through, the various ports of call, and it's a learning vessel. It is a learning vessel.
Okay, so there's an update on this. Hold on a second, and I want you to be careful too, Debbie, because we have some inmates that escaped out of New Orleans and they're murderers, and they've only captured 3 as of last night, and 2 of them had their dumb ass in the French Quarter.
Well, they wanted to get a hurricane.
Girl, stop. Okay, here we go. This is the update
that were on board this Mexican vessel. They all were removed. We have 19 total injuries. 4 serious injuries at this time. We have been in communication with Mexican authorities, and we're joined by the ambassador of Mexico, who's here as well. He immediately reached out and we were able to collaborate. We want to thank him for responding. I'm going to have our chief of operations give you an overview of what we have thus far, and then we will hear from the ambassador from Mexico. Chief?
Good evening, everyone. I'm Chief Wilson Arambulis from the Special Operations. Today, about approximately 20 hours, the ship was departing from Pier 17, where it was heading out to sea. The pilot, the captain that was maneuvering the ship, lost, power of the ship and the current. Mechanical function caused the ship to go right into the pillar of the bridge, hitting the mast of the ship, where there was a couple of sailors on top of it. These sailors were injured as a result of the mast striking the bridge. Thank you.
So wait a minute. Hold on a second. Mari, you can't stand Eric Adams. Is that what you're saying? He's a crook. Look, he's a crook. Who in the hell is Annabelle? Wait a minute. Is there a Hurricane Annabelle in Louisiana? Are we back to the A's? It's not hurricane season yet.
We start at A every year.
Girl, I thought we ran, wherever we stopped the last year.
No, if we have like more storms than usual, they'll start over again. But every year we start at 8.
Okay, I talked to my sister. I know it's been raining. We were live last night.
DOT Commissioner, can you talk about the structure of the bridge in any report?
Okay, Mari,
So as we're speaking right now, our head of the bridge division, Paul Schwartz, is in the scene. Information is that there was no any major damage to the bridge, but they continue to be in the scene. But so far, there's not a major damage to the Brooklyn Bridge.
And the bridge is open at this time after our preliminary inspection. I want to turn it over to the ambassador from Mexico.
Okay, so
thank you very much, Mayor, for all your support. The most important thing now is the injured, and they were taken to different hospitals. And we're looking very closely for the best treatment to get them. The Mexican Ministry of the Navy will search for every family of every one of the injured in order to give them a very detailed panorama of what's going on with every one of them. I want to thank the mayor for his support, and we will continue very close to the families and to the injured in order to help them in any way we can.
Thank you. And we're also joined by the acting Consul General of Mexico as well that's here. So it is a unified effort to make sure that we look after all of those who were on the ship. And you can hear from the applause behind us. We want to thank the Mexican community for here appreciating our first responders. The police commissioner and her team immediately responded with FDNY Commissioner Tucker to have a coordinated effort. And we want to thank the Coast Guard and their effort as well. So the coordination was extremely important, and it was executed to the best of our ability to minimize any loss of life. Our hearts go out to the family members, and many family members are going to be traveling here from Mexico. We want to make sure we collaborate with the ambassador and his team to give them the proper information at the hospital. As
All right, shut up, Eric. All right, so we have that, and then we have the terrorist attack that happened in Palm Springs. And do you guys know that El Chapo's family came to the U.S. and turned themselves in, 20 family members? Why the hell did they do that?
Well, that was nice. It was probably because they were going to get killed if they stayed in Mexico.
You know what? I'm laughing. I never thought about that, Debbie. They came to the U.S. and turned themselves in. Okay, y'all so smart. But this is the terrorist attack that they're saying was a terroristic and intentional act of violence, is what they're saying. We don't know.
Elena Gomez and Rob McMillan are both in Palm Springs with differing vantage points of the aftermath of this deadly explosion. Rob, let's begin with you. What do you see?
This is a fertility clinic, right?
Well, we're here on Indian Canyon Way at the north end of the closure, and just a massive crime scene behind me. Nearly a mile of Indian Canyon Way blocked off as part of this crime scene. The blast obviously heard all throughout Palm Springs.
It falls under infractures. What is it? For the bridges and stuff. It's not the department. It shouldn't fall under the Department of Transportation.
It should, because a ship is transportation.
Yeah, but not for the waterway. Well, it could. I'm gonna look it up to make sure.
That's a domestic waterway.
Yeah, it is a domestic waterway. You're right. Yes, it does there, Ryan.
Springs, but for people much closer to this fertility clinic where it happened, telling us they could feel the concussion of that blast. Now, the explosion was reported just before 11 o'clock this morning. ABC News confirming that at least 5 people are injured, and they believe the suspect in this blast has been found dead. Now, a high-ranking law enforcement told me that this was definitely a deliberate act. An eyewitness telling our news desk that a car exploded on the back of the business. Now, from what we've been able to see from Air 7, it appears as though the car was probably right up to the back of that fertility clinic, and then the blast, the force of the explosion, pushing the car backwards, maybe 30, 40 feet into a dumpster container area. The entire western side of that fertility clinic just annihilated, the wall missing, and then from the force of that blast going all the way through the building, blowing part of that building out onto the other street going the opposite direction. Now, as you mentioned, Desert Regional Medical Center is right across the street, and several windows, dozens of windows, in fact, on the 3rd floor were blown out by the blast. As you mentioned, Air 7 did see what appears to be a body in the street covered by a sheet. Now, we don't know whether that's the body of the suspect in this case or perhaps one of the innocent bystanders. I can say that the American Reproductive Center posted a statement on Facebook reading in part, quote, "We are heartbroken to learn that this event claimed a life and caused injuries, and our deepest condolences go out to the individuals and families affected. We are immensely grateful to share that no members of the ARC team were harmed, and our lab, including all eggs, embryos, and reproductive materials, remains fully secure and undamaged. I should also point out that this is the time of year in the Coachella Valley that the temperatures tend to rise, and a lot of the snowbirds, people who come down from Canada and northern parts of the country to recreate here in the winter, most of them are starting to head home. Add to that a very windy day in the Coachella Valley, and there weren't nearly as many people walking out and about in front of that fertility clinic as there probably would have been, say, 2 or 3 months ago. So that definitely a blessing here. So the investigation continues. We are awaiting a news conference here. We have seen Palm Springs Police. We've seen the Riverside County Sheriff's Department, the FBI, as well as the ATF here investigating. Again, when we have that news conference, we'll bring it to you. Live in Palm Springs, Rob McMillan.
Girl, what the hell is going on?
That's quite interesting that he said that they still had Canadian snowbirds. I didn't see much this year down here. That's
and then we have this. Okay. So we had a shooter in Las Vegas. I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? I am just, but they had a news conference. Hold on a second. Let me get the news conference. So hold on, let me get it. And then we're going to get into our stuff. But it's just, it's like, I don't even watch the news here. Everything comes across my phone. I have all of this set for alerts on my phone. Chantel said last night, she was like, Heidi, a ship hit the Brooklyn Bridge, and we're talking and singing and having fun. I'm getting the alerts, right? So then I finally started paying attention to all my alerts. I'm like, yep, I see it. Look.
All right, folks, let's get started. I'm Lieutenant Mike Villegas. I'm the Public Information Officer for the Palm Springs Police Department. We will have 4 speakers today from the FBI, from the Palm Springs Police Department, Palm Springs Fire Department, and our city council members. So first, we're going to start off with Assistant Director Akil Davis. He's from the FBI in Los Angeles.
Thanks a lot, Mike.
Hi, Akil.
Good afternoon. As Mike just said, my name is Akil Davis. I'm the Assistant Director in charge of the FBI's Los Angeles Field Office. This morning at approximately 11 a.m. local time, our police and fire partners responded to an explosion at the 1300 block of North Indian Canyon Drive in Palm Springs, just behind us, a couple hundred feet. In addition to the FBI, Palm Springs PD, the Palm Springs Fire Department, and other agencies, including the ATF, Riverside County Sheriff's Department, Desert Hot Springs Police Department, Cathedral City Police Department, as well as the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department, all responded to this incident. The FBI, which has an office nearby, responded with approximately 6 agents initially. Currently, 1 person who was near the vehicle is deceased, but at least 4 people are injured.
Wait a minute. So hold on. 1 person that was near the vehicle, are they saying that's the one that drove the vehicle? I'm thinking a person that drove the vehicle would still be in the vehicle. What do you think? Oh, Debbie's doing something.
Offer our best wishes to those injured and hopefully for a quick recovery. After my remarks, Chief Mills will provide a status on the injuries as well as community safety and other road closure precautions. This explosion was significant, covering several blocks north, south, east, and west of the 1300 block of Indian Canyon. Roads are closed as there is wide debris field over 250 yards.
Damn.
The FBI's evidence response team is on scene right now, processing evidence, and we'll be here for a significant amount of time. Our bomb technicians are working with the post-blast scene as well to determine the origins of the blast. We are working to confirm the identity of the deceased, and we will provide that to you as soon as we can, but we are keeping that close hold in order to protect the integrity of the investigation.
So that was an innocent
Make no mistake,
bystander. Let me just stop this for a minute. That was an innocent bystander then that was killed, because they said the person was killed was close to the car. So the person that was driving is still in the car. So that's an innocent bystander.
Okay. So when they account for the dead, they don't account for the person who perpetrated the crime, just the victims.
Oh my God. Hi, sweet
Is that how they do it?
An innocent person.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Intentional act of terrorism. The FBI is investigating it as such. Our Joint Terrorism Task Force is here working in lockstep with the Palm Springs Police Department, the ATF, and a whole host of agencies that I've already mentioned. If anyone has information regarding this incident, I urge them to call 1-800-CALL-FBI for any tips that might assist us in our investigation. Now I'd like to turn it over to Palm Springs Police Chief Andy Mills.
Okay. Oh, Jesus. What is going on in this
Yes,
world?
Akil Davis, Assistant Director in Charge, FBI Los Angeles. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm Andrew Mills, M-I-L-L-S, Police Chief in Palm Springs. And with me today is our Mayor Pro Tem, Naomi Soto, this side, as well as council members David Reddy, Jeffrey Bernstein, and Grace Garner, and our City Manager, Scott Stiles. I'm really saddened by today's attack on our city. But I'm also hopeful because this city will rise.
Let me ask a question. Why a fertility clinic? They were doing this to abortion clinics. Why would you attack a fertility clinic? I think this is somebody that might have an issue with that clinic because they were doing this to abortion clinics, not a fertility clinic. That's when you're helping people procreate life. That doesn't make any sense to me.
And this city is resilient and will be strong as a result of this. I'm also extraordinarily grateful for my partners at the FBI who were here almost immediately. I called Assistant Director Davis, and he happened to be in town, and he came over here leaving his other appointment to make sure that we had every resource we need. I can't thank you enough, Assistant Director Davis. I'm also grateful for every other agency in the region here, Desert Hot Springs, Cathedral City, and the Sheriff's Office, all sent officers immediately to help us, and as well as the fire department who was on scene shortly after the blast. We have a rapidly evolving investigation with a massive crime scene. Our first priority was to ensure the safety of our community, and we were very concerned about secondary devices, and so we spent a lot of time and effort working with the Bureau as well as the Sheriff's Office, clearing the entire neighborhood, making sure that there was nothing that could harm our citizens any further.
Jesus.
But now the real labor starts. With the FBI's field evidence response team as well as our detectives, this is going to take a great deal of time for us to process this scene. And I need to just communicate two things with our community. One, please be patient. There are blocks of debris, and it'll take a meticulous effort to make sure that we get every piece of evidence so we understand very thoroughly what happened, and so people are going to need to be patient with us. And the second thing is if they find pieces of evidence in their yards or in their homes or in their side of their homes, please leave it there where it is. Give us a call, the non-emergency number, and we will do what we can to come and get it as quickly as possible.
Okay. So it's an intentional act of violence. Oh my God, this is crazy. So this shit is crazy. Yes.
Heidi, they're including fertility clinics in their. They want more children, but they don't want to go about it with the fertility clinics. Because if you remember, the state of Alabama has something in front of the Supreme Court with regards to reproduction, and the first thing to shut down was a fertility clinic.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Correct.
I didn't realize they were doing fertility clinics as well. I had no idea. This is just crazy. This is crazy. So in case you guys didn't see, Grady Judd yesterday made a massive bust on trafficking. Over 200 people were arrested. Did anybody hear about that or see that? Grady Judd made a massive, well, the police department, Pinellas, made a massive trafficking bust yesterday. Over 200 people were arrested. And it's sad. And then there is one woman. I'm going to drop the link so you guys can see it. I'm going to drop it so you guys can watch it. But whenever Grady does something like that, I'm like, okay. So trafficking. But also, guys, Amber Edwards from Love After Lockup. I don't know if you guys heard. Amber she was in, she had pneumonia and she wasn't getting it checked. So she finally went into the hospital. She's on life support right now. She's got a severe infection and she's fighting every day. But Amber, who was with Vince, and everybody remembers,
Puppy.
Well, everybody remembers Puppy, her girlfriend who got arrested yet again. Amber is in the hospital. She is in critical condition. She's on life support. So I checked again yesterday to see if there was any change. And the reason we know about this is because her aunt posted something on Facebook. And so keep Amber in your prayers. But she let it go too long and an infection set in. So now her organs were shutting down. So I wanted to, and I forgot to mention that yesterday. I really did. But damn. So this season of Love After Lockup, girl, is good. But I'm not going to talk about it right now. The guy that was in this relationship with this older woman, the light-skinned guy with the pretty hair, girl, he's all on TikTok picking up women.
Well, he was doing that with her too. He was doing that, but wait a minute. You mean the one with the long, straggly hair and the pretty eyes, Julie? But he's a little bit shady.
Yes, he is.
I think he was a boy toy inside.
He's a pretty little thing, isn't he?
That's why I think he was a boy toy inside, because he's small, he's slim, he got the long hair and the pretty eyes and light skin. So they could pretend real good with him.
Yeah, but he is all on TikTok, and she's supposedly pregnant, and she caught him with this other girl, and he was like, man, girl, I had to go back and watch it. He was like, man, no, and he's trying to shake her off. This shit, Love After Lockup is good this season, but I just haven't been talking about it. But here is one of the football players that was caught up and arrested in that ring, okay? And the other football player that I covered in Houston when his girlfriend went missing, where he took a plea. He is guilty. Like I said, he killed that woman. I covered that when I was in.
Fool around and find out. That's the latest human trafficking enforcement operation by the Polk County Sheriff's Office.
More than 250 people were arrested, and they include doctors, business owners, and even a former Buccaneer. Fox 35's Carla Byron has more.
After a 9-day-long multi-agency undercover operation, 244 people are facing charges related to soliciting prostitutes, offering to commit prostitution, and aiding or transporting prostitutes. Polk County Sheriff Grady Judd says each suspect has a story.
A medical doctor, a retired NFL player, engineers, insurance brokers, and agents.
Take 34-year-old Darius Taylor, for example, who once played for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Sheriff Judd says he brought his 6-year-old child to the operation and left them in the car.
This guy here, obviously he must have hit one too many people as a linebacker because his brain cells are scrambled.
Or 48-year-old Sherry Pena, a mother who the sheriff says drove her own daughter, Haley Pena, to the operation.
What are you thinking? She said, whoa, wait a minute.
She drove
thought I
her
was
daughter.
taking her to buy drugs. Oh, that's better. You know, you're taking her to her drug dealer, right?
The social services organization One More Child was fully.
She said she was just driving her daughter to buy drugs. That's just like that woman that called the police because she said she paid this woman for a rock and all she got was some soap. And the woman was saying she came around here looking for it. And no, she goes, I don't do that. She goes, I'm a prostitute. That's how I said, wait a minute. You're going to tell them you a prostitute. I was laughing my ass off.
Embedded in this operation. They were able to identify 4 possible victims of human trafficking. They're advocating for legislation that would enhance a first-time soliciting prostitutes charge from a misdemeanor to a felony.
It's an effort to reduce the demand for human trafficking because the issue
is of it. But I dropped the link so you guys can watch it. Oh Lord, I tell you, Debbie, I tell you. The world has gone freaking crazy these days. Anything good's happening in Florida? I mean, you know, besides Polk County, because you're nowhere near Polk County. So anything else good going on in Florida that we need to know about?
Housewives of Miami's coming back.
They are? Is Larsa going to be there?
Yes. Yes.
Really?
Yes. Larsa is still there, unfortunately. I think all the ladies are coming back.
All right. Okay. I'm ready. I'm ready now. Are we ready to?
Oh, wait. I got something to ask. For those of you who go to Costco's, has anybody seen the red kiwi?
Yes.
In their local Costco?
Yes.
So is it only out west? I want to try it.
Yes, we have red kiwi here. Yes.
I want to try it. That's not fair.
Yes, we do have it. But also, I wanted to tell you guys, too, like if you're watching the Diddy trial and you see all of these people outside with the free Diddy hats and the free Diddy shirts, those people are being paid $20 an hour.
Oh, sign me up.
$20 an hour to stand out there the whole time court is in session protesting. $20 an hour they're being paid. It's not that many of them, but they're being paid $20 an hour. So, girl, I was just like, this shit is crazy. But anyway, but I want you guys to watch Grady, okay? And then, there was a fight in the courtroom too. I'm gonna drop that link for you guys as well. No, not in Diddy's courtroom.
Oh, I'm like, what am I missing?
No. And so I'm gonna drop that link for you guys too. So I like these courtroom videos, but this one just happened day before yesterday, I think. It just made the news. It hit my phone and I was watching it. I'm like, what the hell? They whipped his ass in court. In court. As a matter of fact, hold on. I'm going to show it to you because it's only 2 minutes. Hold on. I'm going to show it to you. I love it. I'm sorry. I don't love it. But this guy was at his sentencing for murder. Okay. Let me go back. I don't watch it like 3 or 4 times.
This fight breaking out during the sentencing phase of a murder trial between members of the victim's family and the defendant's loved ones. Punches still flying as the fight grows even bigger, moving into the aisle. Until finally, deputies restore order. Both sides in court to find out how much time Tobias Robinson would spend in jail for shooting and killing Trenjavious Hutton at a mall in 2022. That murder occurring in broad daylight. At the sentencing hearing, the victim...
What, Debbie, what?
The names are just so extra. And how they fighting over the baby pram.
Hold on.
I don't even know how to pronounce that name.
Robinson.
See, and I'm saying Tobias. Like
B-R-Y, Tobias. And then
shooting and killing Trinjavious Hutton.
Trinjavious. Who in the fuck came up with that name? Sorry, rest in peace, young man. But who came up with that shit? Trinjavious? That's like that girl that named her child Starsky Shazam Del Vecchio. I was like, girl, you got to stop watching these goddamn shows on Saturday morning.
At a mall in 2022. That murder occurring in broad daylight. At the sentencing hearing, the victim's mother pleading to the judge.
I'm not saying that we innocent, but you know what I'm saying? I hate him, and I hope something bad happens to him in jail.
What?
I hate it. And I think that you could consider, you should give him the max that you can, because evidently he don't care.
Saying her son's killer showed no remorse.
I hate you, and I hope you die and just damn!
Those words starting an argument between people watching.
Judge was asking how you guys go. Nobody.
Two people removed at the judge's request. But not before fists started flying. Once court resumed, the convicted killer sentenced to 21 years in prison.
That's it?
Now 6 people involved in the fight charged with misdemeanors. Relatives of the victim charged with disorderly conduct, and his mother for using, quote, fighting words. Those charged could not immediately be reached for comment and didn't have attorneys listed. Now as they prepare for their...
There's a girl, look.
Right the baby started crying.
Hey, wait a minute.
Yeah, that's what I said. No endangerment of a minor. That's crazy. How you gonna fight over a
But
pram
I want
like
you to
that?
see how he hit him. He came from down south. And then this mofo with the bald head, he got up and he started...
immediately be reached for comment and didn't have attorneys listed. Now as they prepare for their own hearings, a protective order in place to try and prevent something like this from happening again.
Thanks for watching. Stay.
I tell you.
Not thanks for watching, Lester.
He came from down south with that hit. He was like, you kill my brother or my cousin, whoever. He came with it. All right. Whew. Okay. So we got to see that. Debbie.
I didn't know you could get charged for fighting words.
That's inciting. Hi, Amber. She incited.
So then why didn't it just say inciting, not using fighting words?
She incited that. That's what she did.
She did. She did.
Amber, it was an ass whipping in court, girl. Ass whipping in court. Well deserved. And when the mother said, I wish you get raped and murdered in court, in jail, I was like, God damn. Yep. That's what she said. Y'all are boycotting American products?
Yeah, as they should.
Oh, you sent me something on the TikToks? Okay, I'm going to go look. So, Debbie, let's get into Sister. I'm going to tell you, this was hard for me to watch. I watched it.
It's been very difficult episodes since they've returned.
I watched it, and I'm just, honestly, I don't know why Robin's involved. I don't know why I got to see Robin and her kids on their pilgrimage. I just don't. I thought it was just going to be Cody taking his son, back to Wyoming.
He's lying about that. He's lying about that. I think he's lying about taking his son, or else he would have showed off the urn. He would have showed it off. And then for how cavalier that Robin was saying, oh, he's on the road trip with us. He's a passenger on the road trip. Mind you, Garrison, out of all of them, was the most vocal about saying, if y'all was on fire, I wouldn't piss on y'all to put you out. He was the most vocal. And his body was released to a family member. So that must be one of the brothers.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me ask you. When he said he left his remains with a family member, was he talking, if it was a family member, couldn't he say his son? Could he say his mother? Who are you to leave his remains?
No, because none of those kids want their names in his mouth. None. And don't forget, right? What happened at the military service memorial? He was completely set. He wasn't even included. The only thing he got was probably that picture, and it's probably because he stole it. The production is showing Robin and Cody for who they are and how different they are, have traveled from the original family. Because to me, it was shameful. It was shameful. The whole family is gathered at the ranch and celebrating their fallen, and you are an hour and a half away in a town celebrating your youth. Make it make sense.
Yeah. Oh, yes, Amber. I'm sorry. Hold on a second. Yes, Amber. Your Amber that was with Vince and oh my God, is it Sharita? Yeah, that Amber. She's in critical condition. Her organs are shutting down. I was about to say, I don't know if she knew Diddy or not, but I'm not going to play like that. She's still in serious condition. And what's his face wife? The one that was married, the one's wife that we interviewed, and he's got all the kids and he wasn't taking care of it. She's been putting updates on Facebook as well. So I'll send them to you. But yeah, she is in critical condition and she's still there as of yesterday. Okay. Alexis, oh, she had the baby. Okay. Hi, Happy. Hi, Happy. Welcome. I've seen you in maybe Watch You Up Crazy or Charlie Sending Love. I've seen you over there. How are you? Was it MRE? I can't remember. Go ahead, Debbie. But welcome. All right, Debbie. Go ahead, baby. You were talking about Robin and how you think this is all production.
I think it is, because don't forget, we have a new production company. It's not the same old people that was putting out this propaganda about how great Cody is. It is a different production company, which brings in different editors and producers. And there's been a drastic difference in the last couple of seasons on how Cody and Robin are being portrayed. Like the drapes have been open, but with this happening, the gloves are off and production is swinging. I cannot wait to see what the tell-all gives us. Because if he is getting paid all of this money and their salaries have increased from when they took the salary cut, if they're getting paid all of this money, Robin and Cody need to show up.
Okay, let me ask you a question, since I'm thinking maybe what you're thinking. Hold on, I just wasted something. I need to get a napkin. Okay. When he said he was taking him home, why would Janelle, let me ask you this question, let Cody take Garrison back to Wyoming when he really had nothing to do with him?
Not even why would Janelle let him do it? Why would the rest of her children let him do it? That's the question you got to be asking, because Janelle is really impacted by this, and you can tell she's having difficulty with, like, you know, her emotions are really on the surface, and Janelle does not carry her emotions on the surface. And she might even say, well, you know, that's his dad, like that, and she might slip. Again, I go back to that military funeral. Check the body language of Hunter next to his mom, and Logan directly behind her, and Cody on the outskirts. Because it was Janelle, Hunter, Cody's mom, Robin, and then Cody. they put Cody on the outskirts, and everybody was looking pissed. They weren't looking sad. They were looking pissed.
Oh, wait a minute. She said, I saw a video. It's all production with Kotex and sperm bras.
Yes. I think they are allowing him to lie, to create storyline, to film, and then to showcase the real family, who's showing us all of their emotions, raw, gritty, brutal, but also highlighting. This is another thing that struck me. All of them could talk about Garrison and his character and what a great person he was and what he was doing in his life now beforehand with the nursing, with the kitty cats, you know, how far he had come. And all Cody could sit down and talk about is what could have been. He's never once expressed, maybe he said he was funny. That was it. But him and Robin haven't spoken about that child in any way at all. Robin is sitting there talking about taking care of Cody. Fuck that shit. Fuck that shit. What about going and taking care of Janelle if that's supposed to be your role?
Girl, I can't.
Mary rolled up.
I can't. It just seems so fake to me. Good morning, The Ham Show. Good morning. Welcome. Good morning. I'm sorry, Debbie. I'm just because this is someone new. We've had 2 new people come in, and I just wanted to acknowledge them to let them know. Because sometimes you go in the chat and people don't even acknowledge you. And I see my mods are acknowledging, but I wanted to make sure they know that I saw them as well. Yeah, but let me say something, because when I was watching it, you know, when Cody was talking about how he was the first one to hold Garrison and all of this stuff, and that was his son, I'm like, where was all of this concern when you weren't even trying to be a father or trying to reach out to those boys because they felt a certain type of way about your wife and how you treated them?
But this is how messy this is. He was in the same city as his son, but couldn't tell you what he was doing because he was so focused on his real family. And he left that boy. Everybody else was trying to help him. But Cody was just a few miles away and did nothing.
I kind of felt bad for him. I kind of felt bad for him at first until I realized who it was.
Until Robin came in. Listen, when Cody, in the very first Remembrance episode, Cody had a flash of some actual emotions and feelings. But then Robin came in. And the vibe changed.
Did you know this? Look what Wendy's Front Yard put up. Janelle's mom came to stop her from marrying into polygamy, and instead she fell for Cody's dad, and they married.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I had no idea.
Yeah. Win, I think that's the daddy's name. Win won her over.
Yep. I'm just like, I can't buy Cody. And tell me, how did this turn into a pilgrimage for Garrison when Cody making it all about him?
No, but that's what it was on the outside. But subliminally, this was Robin making it about her and her family, because remember what she said. Cody's got a lot of family up there. So we're going to try to make this an every year thing so that the kids get to know about Cody and his family. She got an eye on Wynn's ranch because Wynn is dead. Janelle's mom, Janelle, is dead. And all that's left is, I think her name was Janelle. No, is that Cody's mother's name? I'm sorry. Janelle's mom is dead. Cody's mom is the last one living. So now she's looking at that ranch.
Ooh, but that ranch would be in Janelle's family. I mean, it wouldn't be, well, it's Cody's dad's ranch, right?
No, right. And Cody's mom is the last one living. Ain't she? Did he have any more wives? Did Wynn have any more wives?
I don't know, but don't Cody have brothers and sisters?
Right, but she gonna get a piece of it. And the same way how she stole from all of these other women, why can't she steal from Cody's siblings?
Yeah, I just don't like her. I'm sorry. There is
And
nothing about
don't
her
forget,
that's redeeming. Nothing.
Here's the secondary point.
Okay, what's the
Point. Now, all of the original OG-13 used to go to that ranch, with the exception of Truly, because she was too young. But they used to go to that ranch in the summers to learn how to work hard and, you know, just be under Wynn's tutelage and all of that. So that is why Maddie said that is their roots. So when she joined the family, Robin, her kids couldn't go up there because that was too rough. I think the one time they might have went, that wasn't that when what's his name got hurt?
Yeah.
Dayton.
Yep.
She didn't let her kids get involved in that. She was always a separatist.
So when they said all the kids were there when Garrison died, and I was trying to look at the picture again, was Robin's kids included in that?
No, because they were an hour and a half away in Cody, Wyoming.
Because when they said all the kids
Cody
were there,
said it, that they have better hotels over there. So Robin don't like the hotels in where the ranch is at.
Okay. I just don't. I feel so bad for Janelle, and she's choked up. And you know, so when they showed 4 months later, and she still couldn't talk about her son.
Oh, and then on top of that, Cody's not going to get any of the sympathy when he goes to the ranch. And here's why. It's only his mom there. And who is his mom going to have more compassion for? Janelle. Because Janelle lost a child. And in the end, she was very good friends with Janelle's mom. Okay, so like she is, all of her compassion, her empathy, her sympathy, all of that is going to go towards Janelle. He's not going to get none of that. He might get a reprimand.
But I don't see him trying to make an effort. I mean, I know that we're behind.
That's another point. That's another point. He's not made any change in this entire year. And we all know why. It's because remember when they showed us the Valentine's episode? That was not filmed on Valentine's. We all know that was filmed in the summer. And I'm wondering, you know, if this is before or after the memorial where he went to Flagstaff and saw some of the kids and had that sit down with Aspen, and she said, "Why don't you like me?" And what was Robin's response? That's it.
Yep, that's what she said.
So Robin is still trying to prevent him from actually making any inroads with his children, because I thought it was great that he went up there to look at the kids. I thought it was wonderful. Even if it was probably court mandated that he go and see.
And there is going to be a season 20. In case you didn't realize it, there is a season 20.
Mm-hmm. They're going to wrap this up with the sale of the property. That's what I feel. Because there's nothing after that. They're all separate. They don't bring as much individually. So they're wrapping up all of the 4 separate storylines, and it'll end with the sale of Coyote Pass.
You think?
Yeah, unless they extend it with the court case, but because that's settled now, maybe they'll do like 1 or 2 episodes of that to settle it.
So what did you think about? Well, we already know Mary has no storyline, and she never heard the phrase, the carpet doesn't match the drapes.
Well, you know, she's got to act like she's this innocent virgin or whatever. She doesn't have a storyline. Jen is carrying her, but she is needed here because she was a mother to those first 13 kids. And who knows, this might be the inroads to repair some broken relationships between her and Janelle and her and Christine. I would like to see that.
Okay. Anything else that stood out to you this episode? I mean, just tell me where you want to go, because this was a hard episode for me. Seriously.
It was, but it was also very frustrating. I do want to do an inventory check of the house to see if there's a saddle in there.
Girl, when they said one was 25 and that one he was working on was going to be 50,000, I'm like, I'd rather ride the damn horse bareback.
No,
yes,
you
I would. Yes, I would. Bareback.
They were beautiful saddles, though.
Saddles.
They were beautiful saddles. I'm just bracing myself for tonight. I have my tissues and I have my stress balls. And here's why. I think we're going to see the family at the house, at the ranch. And again, it's going to be raw and it's going to be emotional.
But you notice that they didn't show us a preview, because my thing was, if Cody is taking him back to lay him to rest, why isn't Janelle there?
Janelle is already where they're laying him to rest, and Cody is gallivanting around the outskirts. Okay. That's why I feel it is a lie. I feel that will come out in this next part, that he never had him.
Okay. All right.
I think it was a lie. I do not think Garrison's remains was released to Janelle.
Yes, they were.
Janelle got all of the flag, the medals. He was pissed.
He also got whatever benefits he had coming for survivors. It would go to his mother.
Correct. She got everything. She listed him, and that was the beginning of the blowout at the services, because Robin wanted to know, what did Cody get?
1 minute. Snuggle Bunny said, what got me is when he remembered everything about those stupid signs and couldn't remember his kids' birthdays.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. That man is so full of shit. So full of shit.
But they're showing it, and that's the big difference, because I think he's always been like this, but they used to edit it out. But now they are showing everything, and it's not favorable to him. It just isn't. And to think that he thinks that this is how this is coming across to the audience is as great. No, this is not. You're not looking good at all.
No,
dude.
And Robin can't even muster a damn tear, girl.
When can she ever? So she's just giving us what she always gives us. Nothing. And how the two of them can think that living in $1 million and a $2 million home, while the rest of your family is not just getting by, but are living normally. How do you think this is coming across to us?
This is what Robin wants. She always wanted somebody, but
I'm not going to blame Robin for this. I'm blaming Cody for this, because I think this is what Cody thinks that Robin wants, because he has always been of the impression that he needs to buy her to keep her. Remember when he sat up here not too long ago and said, if I want to buy my wife jewelry, I'm going to buy my wife jewelry? He has to buy her to keep her.
But I've never seen her wear the shit.
Well, she's got a lot to choose from, because she buys her own crap.
So
you see her in every scene, her jewelry changes.
But I noticed that Mary's having a really hard time. Christine is having a hard time. Christine said that Garrison had called her the week before. And when she planted that tree, Sedona Midnight, because Garrison said if he was a stripper, that was going to be his name, Sedona Midnight.
Yeah. But what really got me was when she said, anytime I want to come out here and talk to Garrison, I can do that now with the willow tree. And that's sweet. And then making David do the planter boxes like what Garrison did for Truly back in Flagstaff, because Garrison decided Truly needs an outdoor.
And I remember that episode. I remember that.
Mm-hmm. That's and in saying those stories, it was beautiful, because you're hearing we're getting more insight into who this child was. And we couldn't get that from the father or the other mother.
Girl, when you see
we couldn't get that
Gabriel breaks my heart. Janelle breaks my heart. But Gabriel breaks my heart. He's the one that found his brother.
Mm-hmm. And you know, I told Jamal, I was just like, I don't want to see this child on TV again. He's done his fair share. And it's appreciated, but to see his face, his eyes, they kill me.
And the fact that he has Gare's, as he said, Gare's first cat, and his siblings actually took his cats, and he had the first one.
Yeah,
Catthew. Yeah, what's his name?
Catthew. The Logan has Patches. And then Mr. Piddles or whoever, who has the last one? Aspen.
Is it Aspen or is it does Aspen have that one or does Peyton have that one?
Peyton is irresponsible. I'll give it to Aspen.
Okay. I thought Peyton had it.
Oh, and then as much as we talk about David, he was critical in this last episode. He sat there, and when you could tell Christine was having problems, she was struggling, and he was like, I don't know much about Garrison. Tell me a little bit about him. What was he like? And he allowed her to voice it, get it out. You know he knew Garrison. He knew all of them kids, because that's who David is. But allowing her to speak on it was key because it helps let out all that, locked up energy.
And then he talked about his ex, his deceased wife for committing.
He was the perfect guide for her to help her understand the ununderstandable.
Because when she said that she didn't know how to grieve, but she knows how to cook. She didn't know how to grieve. And I was like, oh my God, everybody is going through it but Robin.
Mm-hmm. But in her saying that she didn't know how to grieve, but she knew how to do this, that, the other, the third. She was saying that she knew how to grieve, just she didn't know it. But it's in her way of doing service to others and having them around and holding them close like a mother hen.
And she said, sometimes they go 2 weeks or a month without talking, and she's not going to have that happen again. And everybody except Cody, because because they're not showing where he reached out to Gabriel. They're not sure. Maybe he did. We don't know. But
those children are not taking his calls.
Gabriel is suffering.
Well, not Janelle's kids. I think Janelle's kids have him blocked, but Christine's children might still.
You can see Gabriel is suffering. You can see it all in his eyes.
Mm-hmm.
It's just.
But the good thing is that he was in therapy before this happened and is continuing his therapy.
So that works. But this episode was really, really hard. Really hard. Because,
Wendy said something else. Robin lost her brother the same way, and she said nothing. That was key. Because everybody kept on saying, "Oh, she's had this."
That was like 2 years ago when he was it 2 or 3 years ago when he unalived himself? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So she's not saying any of that. She's not helping Cody the way how we see David helping Christine. It's quite
interesting. She really doesn't. She is detached from those other kids. She is detached.
Yeah, she is.
She really is, because the first thing Mary said was Jen told her, get food and go. Mary was there. Did Robin actually? That's what I'm trying to say. When everybody gathered at Janelle's home, Cody and Robin weren't there.
Nope.
Did they bring the kids to the services? I don't remember.
To which services?
To Garrison services, his military service.
The military? I think someone has said that the bigger children, Robin's older two. I'm not sure if Dayton was there.
Okay.
I think somebody said it. Someone in the chat. Do y'all remember? I swear they said that Robin brought the older kids.
Okay, so
I don't think she would bring the tenders.
okay. Well, that was their brother, right? Yep, that was their brother. Okay.
That was all of their brothers, if we're supposed to believe the adoption storyline.
He did not adopt those damn kids. Now, maybe after
I
Robin's
said if we were to
husband
believe the
perishes,
adoption.
look, maybe they're thinking after he dies from cancer, you know, he can go ahead and adopt him.
They were not in any of the pictures that I saw. I thought that they might have been on the other side with Mary.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing Robin's kids. Remember when I didn't remember seeing Leon and Peyton, but they were there.
Leon, okay, so if remember I told y'all that Logan was directly behind his mom, and then I think his wife, and then Leon's partner, and then Leon. They were like right together in a foursome. Yeah. So Leon would have been right behind his dad, Cody.
Yeah, but I didn't see any of Robin's kids. Maybe I missed it. I'll have to go back and look at that picture.
Maybe,
but they didn't show a preview for the next episode.
Yeah, they did. They did. If you watched it on TLC,
No, I watched it on I watched it on Peacock. And they normally show it. They normally do, but they didn't do it. So what's coming up in the next episode?
I think they just showed the preview of the family at the ranch, Janelle and them, and the kids. Yeah.
All right, that works. So, is there any other key points that we've missed?
I think we hit it all.
Again, I'm sick of seeing Robin faking, can't muster a fucking tear, and
no, keep showing her. Because the contrast between her and the OG3 is startling. Keep showing her.
Yeah, she makes me sick. I'm sorry. And Cody, you know, he's flashing back. At one point, I actually felt bad for Cody, and then I snapped back. I'm like, bitch, no, you don't get to act like you're so hurt now. And then I see you having fun in Wyoming, and it's all about you and what you did when you lived in Cody, Wyoming. Shut up. I mean, not worked in Cody, Wyoming. I don't care. Okay. What about the Poly family?
That's right, Snuggle Bunny. That's what I want them to do. Keep showing how selfish they both are.
Keep showing it.
Poly family. Oh my God. This is so skanky.
It's scandalous.
It's so skanky. I mean, have you been reading on Reddit?
Tell them the news about Sean. Tell them the news about Sean.
Okay, this is all alleged. We don't have any facts on this. It's just quite interesting that. Okay, so he's been married previously, maybe twice.
Drea knows. Look, Drea knows.
And has presumably 5 other children, allegedly. And allegedly he had their names tattooed on his forearm. And that's Sean. And he's covered over all of the names. There are reports. There are like reports from Child Protective Services or whatever to the mother of these children saying he's not appropriate to be around your kids. There's allegations of some sort of sexual misconduct, and that's why he ain't got no job, and that's why he can't keep a steady job. And this is by the 2nd episode, y'all. This is crashing and burning at an epic rate. TLC, this is a new low for you. And all of us are still here watching.
Oh, your sister. Hi, Leah. Your sister's watching you?
Hold on, what's this?
Cody is a key factor in what happened. He really is. Oh my God, Wisco Gal, you have to watch Poly Family. It's like adults adopting adults, but worse. Sean isn't working anymore?
Oh,
I'm sorry, Debbie, what?
No, he can't keep a job because they keep on finding out what type of person he is, one, and what happened at the last job.
What happened at the last job?
The sexual misconduct.
Well, I find it odd. He's 46. Tara is 29, and she's a hard 29. Jesus, she's a hard 29.
She's 29 now. Well, when he was 46, she was 28. And they've been married for 6 years, but he started interfering with her when she was 19.
What did you think about, now, maybe I'm crazy. What did you think about Alicia wanting to breastfeed Taya's baby?
Well, at first I thought it was storyline. And then if you really think about Alicia's role in this family, it's really on the outskirts. No one really likes, well, Tyler kind of likes her because that's his wife, but Sean doesn't like her. Sean doesn't like Tyler. And Sean, I think, is in this situation just for housing. And I think it's Taya that's really the freak.
I think Tyler is a freak too.
But here's the thing, though. I think that Sean hates Tyler so much, and because of that situation in which he states that Tyler and Alicia took their kids and left them while they were on vacation, threatening to take away the kids, he knows that he is infertile. He has this man procreating children. I don't think Alicia was supposed to have another kid. I think Taya was supposed to have two kids.
But Taya said her and Alicia had decided to get pregnant at the same time.
I think that was just to keep a roof over the head. I don't think Sean ever cared about any additional child that Alicia had because he does not like Alicia. I think the goal was he could not have children. He wanted children with Taya. He came into this arrangement. Dum Tyler put 2 on her. And during this course of the second pregnancy, she tells the men to go and get snipped. Now, for Sean, it's not needed, but he's going to say that he's done it and even go ahead and do it just so that he can get Tyler snipped. And then how much you want to bet this whole thing is going to fall apart, and Sean's going to take his 2 children under Oregon state law and take them away from
Sean
Tyler.
doesn't have any kids. Those 2 little boys look too much alike. Those are Sean's kids. And that new baby, we know those are Tyler's kids. We know that new baby is Tyler's kid. Okay?
Yep. And then how much you want to bet? When they find out that biologically they are Tyler's children, he's going to turn around and make Taya sue for child support.
Well, we're going to see.
So he's going to forever be supported by Tyler.
We're going to see about that. But the way he was talking to Tyler when they went out and had, that conversation, talking about, well, maybe if I am parenting, maybe things would, he knows. You can tell when you look at that baby, you can look at the features and see that baby is Tyler's. You can look at that baby.
But here's the major problem I have with this whole show. Mind you, it is a trash box. It is entertaining in a nasty sort of way. If we didn't hear about all of the backstory from Reddit regarding Sean, when Sean sat down and said, if we weren't in this situation, would me and Tyler be friends? No. How the fuck, Tyler, you gonna let a man up in your house, digging up in your wife's pussy, and you going up in hers? And he's saying that he can't even be friends with you outside of the fucking of each other's wives.
See, here's the
he couldn't be up in my house. Could not be up in my house. And Tyler, and I have a big problem with Tyler. I'm sorry, this is gonna be the last thing. Tyler has put pussy in front of the safety of his family and his children. And I'm done.
I think Tyler and Taya have a better connection than Tyler and Alicia and Sean.
I counter with Tyler feels he has a better connection with Taya because she allows him to do his kink.
Exactly.
Taya doesn't like anybody.
Nope, but she wants a woman. She wants a woman. She says, and she loves a woman more. She goes, I love women more when I'm drinking.
I think Sean groomed her from very young and brought her into this lifestyle. And she was open to exploring, but now that she is more mature as a woman, she has realized that she wants, if she's going to be fluid, she's going to be fluid on her own terms and not because he has brought her into it. I think he wants the children and he has issues with children. And that is why Tyler's sister, Kelsey, has went on a rampage regarding her brother, allowing her children to come up into his house and not disclosing Sean's background and endangering her children.
So do you think they already knew that Sean had those 5 other kids?
I think they knew. I think they knew about it, but not from the beginning.
Okay. Maybe that's why Alicia's parents or mother don't want anything to do with them.
I think with the parents, I think it's more about the lifestyle as opposed to the character flaws. I think it's the lifestyle.
Okay. Now, there's a picture of this baby. Hold on, I found it. Hold on, let me show you. There's a picture of this baby now. Hold on, let me look. That's what I was looking for. I wanted to see pics of the family. Hold on, let me share it.
Tracy, you got a point. He is a a-hole. Yeah, he's too controlling, Snuggle Bunny. I agree with you.
Okay, hold on. It should pop up. Why? Okay. Why hasn't it popped up? Do you see it?
Did you share? No. Did
Yeah,
you
it
share?
says
There it is. It's
stop sharing. Okay, there it goes.
No, there it is.
Okay, there's the picture. Look at these 2 little boys here. They're 7 months apart. Okay, those 2. This one looks like Tyler a little bit, but then I see she looks like her mom. Look at this little boy. Look at that. Look, they all look like Tyler. Except for the daughter. Which we know these 2 are Alicia's and Tyler's kids. But look, 1, 2, 3. Look, they all look alike. Look. Different moms. Look at them. They look alike.
Oh, look at the ears. They all got them sticky out ears.
Yes, that is Tyler's kids. When I saw those little boys on this last episode, when they were packing, right? And I said, there is no way. You have 2 different mothers. That man, Sean, right there, has anything to do with those 2 younger boys. And now look at this. This is the last child right here. Look at this. Look how they look. Look. They all look alike. Sean has some strong genes. Tyler has 5. You're right. Tyler has 5 kids. Sean has 0. Hi, sassy nerd girl.
Don't y'all notice that it's real weird how Sean is always behind that oldest girl?
Yep, and I don't like that. And I didn't like when the grandpa had her between his legs when he hugged her. Even though he's sitting on a walker, I don't care. You don't pull a little girl between your legs. No, the little girl looks like her mom. She looks like her mom. That's her mom. But boom, 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 boom. That's him. Well, he actually looks a little bit like his mom too. But those kids are Tyler's. Those 3 boys are Tyler's.
Oh, Drea, that's a good point. He probably got snip after the last 5 he don't claim.
Yeah, Sean is about control. He's disgusting. There's something about him I just don't like. I don't like him around that little girl. I'm serious. I just get willies. When he told her to go get a sweater or another jacket, it was just something about the way he looked at her when he said it. I just don't like it. I don't get a good feeling.
Agreed, Wisco. Because you know they're going to break up.
Yep. I'm going to give them their results right now. Bam, bam, boom, bam. That's their results right there. I was looking for those pictures. Yep. Now, we already know this one, the youngest one, because of his blood type, is his.
But Sean started an argument incorrectly because he said he went and Googled that 2 B's can make an O. But when I Google can 2 B's make an O, it says yes.
Is it O positive or O negative? O positive or O negative?
They never said the positive or negative. He just said 2 B's can't make an O. And Taya said, how do you know that? And he said, I Googled it.
I think, and just like Tyler's sister told him, he needs to establish paternity. I agree with that. If you want to be in a poly family, you can still be in a poly family, but you need to establish paternity. Thank you, because there might be some medical complications. That's hereditary. Yeah, they need to do that. But when I found, because I knew I had found that picture somewhere.
Wait, Tracy, what we hearing? What we hearing? Maybe not from what we're hearing. What are we hearing? What are we hearing?
I don't know, Tracy, what we're hearing.
What you
hearing?
Yep,
that dirt will come out soon. I want to know what we're hearing too, Tracy, since you're going to drop that little dot in the chat.
I know.
But it's just, and the fact when they went in the yacht hot tub, I said, shit, I want to go do that. And wait a minute, Sean said that he's bougie. Bougie with what? You have no money.
I keep telling you, Sean is topping from the bottom.
I'm telling you, look.
And
how do we know that Tyler's sister isn't going to do that? Swap those kids. I know one of my friends had doubts about her son's child. And you think I'm kidding? She swabbed and she sent it in. She damn sure did. And it turned out it was her son's. But she damn sure did swab and send it in. But now you have the DNA at home kits. You don't even have to send it in.
I don't know. I think Kelsey's a little bit angry about what happened with her kids. I don't think she actually cares anymore about who's the baby daddy at this point. I think she thinks her brother gets what he gets.
No, her feelings are strong on that. No. What is that?
Oh, sorry about that.
Okay. Damn. Okay. So is there anything else we missed on that? I mean, anything that stood out to you?
The only other thing that stood out to me was how pink Sean's nipples are.
Oh my
That's
God, he
about
looks
it.
so nasty in that hot tub. I was looking at Alicia and Tia. Like, how the hell are you climbing over that?
Probably a lot of doggy style going on, so they don't have to see it.
Girl. Whoo. Is there anything else we missed?
Oh wait, what about the Shady Boots friend who asked Taya is Tyler the daddy of the baby?
Yeah, her friend from work. No, it was Sean's friend from work.
What? Sean don't work.
Well, he said it. She
Sean
said it
don't
was
work.
her. Taya said it was Sean's
But
co-worker.
supposedly they work together. I think they're trying to tell us that they work together or something like that, or they used to work together. But Sean don't work. Sean can't keep a job. That's what Kelsey said.
Okay. All right. Okay. Let's see. So then we have our favorite 1,000-pound sisters.
Oh.
And Debbie, tomorrow, if we cover 90 Day tomorrow, I want to talk about the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Or maybe we can come back later on and do it. But yeah, I want to discuss the Real Housewives of Atlanta because it's getting good. And then we have 90 Day Diaries too. Ooh. Oh, it was something else I wanted to say. Oh, what's her name? From 90 Day Fiance, whose husband was in the UK and she had the daughter, then had the other baby. Girl, they got all these text messages where he was sending dick pics to people.
What was his
John.
name?
John was sending dick pics, girl.
I don't think John, she should have never married him because he was never going to get approved for a visa to come over here and live. And she couldn't go over there because of one of her children. Alrighty. So she should have ended the relationship there. She should have never gotten pregnant for him. But what's done is done. Then she went and got married to him. That wasn't going to work either. Because if you couldn't get a K1, you're not going to get a spousal because his record is
His record had to be bad. He said it was a bar fight. How bad was that bar fight?
Didn't he almost kill the person? Right. So again, it's not going to happen. She just kept making mistake after mistake after mistake, and then you're living separate lives. You're going over there periodically so that he could see you and the kid, but that was not going to be sustainable.
Yep. She said the reason why they broke up, well, first they said because of he couldn't get the visa. No, honey, you guys were having problems. Now we're seeing all the messages because John was talking about her and some other woman. He was sending out dick pics, baby. He was seeing somebody else while he was over there too, honey, and she's no saint either.
But that was to be expected. Like I said, they were living two separate lives with sporadic visits in between. It's going to get frustrating after a while.
Yep, they are divorcing. Yep. But I was weak. He is, they have been going at it. Oh my God. So TJ, I see it now. Oh, Amber's awake now. Oh, thank you. She said Amber's awake. See, I checked yesterday. Ryan told me Amber is awake now. Oh, I see Sarper's exercise class.
Can everyone hear me?
Oh my God. Okay, Sarper.
Yeah, it's always full.
Well, of course, they're looking at his booty.
And it also seems a little fun.
Yes, Aesop, they are divorcing. but it's a whole mess. A whole mess. Oh, Riley looks good. Girl, look at Riley. He done lost weight.
Okay. Is he losing weight for the
I
wedding?
guess so. Look at his face. He said he had been eating, right?
Oh, there you go. Nice.
Go ahead, Lexi. Get him straight, girl. Oh my God, his lounge is open. I'm so happy for him. So proud of him. Roddy looks good. And it's funny because we used to FaceTime a lot. I got to start FaceTiming him again instead of talking to him on the phone. Look, instead of talking to him on the phone. Oh, you love Sarper? Exactly. Wait a minute. What happened? They are divorced. Who we talking about? John wasn't with Tiffany. Are we talking about
Ronald was with
Yeah,
Tiffany.
I'm talking about Ronald. So is she talking about that? Yeah, I thought Ronald and Tiffany had been divorced. Because she was dating and he was dating. Yep. You sent me the IG post? Okay, I see you sent me that she was awake. Let me go back to IG. Yeah, you said, the story is unavailable, Ryan. It says the story is unavailable. Let me go to Mary Pan. Oh my God, Wisco with the bear. Girl, look at the bear at Wisco's house.
No. Oh, get it out of there. Call wildlife patrol. Oh, look at the little baby guppies. Wait, there's more coming. How many are back there? That's a whole zoo. Girl, call somebody to get them out of there.
Riley is busy with his new venture. I talked to them I talked to him, Wednesday? Hold on, let me pull it up. Hold on, I'm going to pull it up on IG before we talk about Sister Wives. Hold on a second. Let me pull it up on IG. And then I'm going to show you what was sent to me as well as far as, hold on, Instagram. Let me go to Wisco. Let me go to Wisco, gal. Okay, hold on. Let me go. Wisco, gal. All right, let me stop it. Oh, I can't stop it. Why can't I stop it? Okay, how come I can't stop it? Hold on, let me share. It's not letting me stop it. Oh, you live in their home. Okay, here we go. There we go. Look at 1, 2, 3.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, let's go back and look at that again. 1, 2.
No.
Is that a feeder?
It's a bird feeder.
Oh, they stealing the bird food.
Was he pooping over there? There comes the other one.
Leave the baby.
Wisco, when you see bears like that, are you scared? That's a big ass bear.
Not I am.
That's a big bear. Juneau County. Oh my God. Oh, wait a minute. The one where she tipped over your burn barrel? Hold on, Wisco. Let me just go to your name. Hold on, because I just looked at it on your reel. Hold on. Let me go to your name. Wisco gal. Let's come here. Okay, hold on, guys. I had to go to her name because I just went to her reel. All right. So we just saw the, oh my goodness, the birds. Girl, look at that bear. This is your first time having bears?
I would be checking out every window before leaving my house.
He's just roaming like, look at this shit. Are they hungry?
You see it? Yes. I got it videoing.
Girl, I wouldn't be going outside.
This is what happens when you can't burn because of fire
Miss,
danger.
do you let your cats outside? He took something at the burn barrel. Wisco, fence your property, girl.
They'll tear down the fence. Didn't the other guy say they tore down his fence?
I don't know. He said that they were in the fenced-in yard.
Right. So like the guy from Florida said that they tore down his fence coming in and tore it down going out. Don't waste the money. Leave it open.
Look at this. He's just making himself at home. Oh, you make any noise, they run away. That's a big ass bear. Damn, Wisco. Wait a minute. So is there a bear on this one too? No, that's a bird. Okay, where'd the bear go? Okay. Thank you for sharing, Wisco. Oh my God. Thank you for allowing me to share. Oh, that's scary. Oh. All right. Let's get into it. Let's listening to Psycho Bunny. Yeah, I saw she was live. I'll go in there. So where are we at? Tammy, Amy, and okay, she got her back cracked with her dirty ass feet. Girl, did you see her feet?
Yes.
How you have on flip-flops and your feet are dirty at the bottom? I can understand the sides. So that means you walked around barefoot in your yard, knowing or in your home, knowing you're going to the doctor and didn't wash your nasty ass feet. Probably didn't wash her ass either. I'm sorry. Stop.
But here's the thing though. After all of these years, why are we surprised to see how dirty she is?
Girl. Oh my God. It's just, she was trying to get a marijuana card. Do you remember the only thing they bring up is the fact she had marijuana. They didn't bring up the mushrooms and something else. She was trying to get a marijuana card, I think, before court. You get what I mean?
She said that she had a marijuana card, but she didn't know it wasn't transferable by state. That leads me to imply that at the time of the arrest, she had the marijuana card. But I was listening to Pete Mons, and he said that Kentucky did not get a marijuana card system until December. So she's been lying throughout the entire
I told you she was trying to get a marijuana card.
Now it makes sense that why her family was so like trying to make her take this seriously. That and the fact that her brain only operates at 14%. She don't watch anything. Thank you, Tracy. Oh, we're still alive.
Yep, I'm just like, hold on. But yeah, oh, and what's his name? Rishi's wife Maria is exposing Rishi on social media for abusing her mentally and physically. He's desperately trying to get her to stop.
Oh, I saw a post. I didn't read it though.
Oh God. Okay. All right. So let's Oh, I was going to get something, Debbie, and I forgot. I came here to get Oh my God, look at the pictures. He fucked her up. Oh my God, she is bruised all up. Reese whip girl, did you see these pictures?
I didn't read it.
Hold on. Let me go to 90 Day Alexa. Oh my God. He hurt that woman. 90 Day Alexa. Why don't I? Oh, I think it's in her reels. Hold on. No. It just popped up. Oh, and Lita didn't go to jail. Her case was dismissed. Her case was dismissed. Where is it? Shows up on my phone. I don't feel like scrolling all the way down there, but she's got bruises all over her body. Hold on, let me go to her page. Her name is Marissa. What's her name? Her name is Maria. I know I follow her. CPH. I think that's it. There we go. But how come the pictures aren't there? Maybe she removed them? No. Hold on. Yeah. I don't see them. She said, get ready for my escape story. She said, your husband beat the crap out of you in front. Oh, here we go. Hold on. Hold on. Let me pause it. Here we go. I found it. I found it. Oh my God. Share, damn it. Share. Oh my God. Look. Wait a minute. Stop it. Your husband beat the crap out of you in front of me. Why? Look at this. Girl, look. But she's got all these pictures on 90 Day Alexa. I'm going to show you these pics. I'm trying to see if they're going to come up. He beat the hell out of her.
An Aries.
Okay. I think she took the pics down. So let me show you the pics that were snagged before she took it down. Here are the pics. Hold on. Let me stop sharing. Look how bad he beat this woman. She's got bruises on her shoulder, her face, her neck. Oh my God. Y'all better stop marrying these foreign ass men.
Hey, some of them are cute.
But he's threatening her.
Well, he was a piece of shit when he had the first girl, Jennifer.
Why don't I remember him though? I know it's Nisha. Somehow or another I do.
I remember watching that season. He brought Jennifer over there. She was older than him, nice put together lady. I I think there was an issue with him not telling his family the full truth, and they were arranging a wedding for him at the same time.
I remember that.
But he also seemed to be like one of those guys that would go on social media and do topless, shirtless pictures for likes and clicks and stuff like that. And eventually she left and broke up with him.
Okay, I remember that. Okay.
And then he married this girl. And to me, it seemed like he was trying to get back at Jen because he found this chick real quick and married her, giving this girl what he would not give Jennifer, which is marriage.
And then he beats the crap out of her.
Well, yeah.
You said, well, yeah, like it's natural. Okay, let's do...
Well, for him, it seemed like that because it seems like he was trying to be controlling. So am I surprised that he did this to his wife? No.
Okay. Okay, can you start us off with oh shit, you know what I'm talking about. With 1,000 Pound Sisters, please.
1,000 Pound Sisters. Okay, so Amy's still not taking this seriously. Amanda was mysteriously absent from this episode. Amy is planning on moving out. She's packing up her house and moving out over to Brian's place with her kids. The proposal. What? Jesus. So Amy wants her family to get to know Brian better because she thinks that they are judging him badly because of what happened with the arrest. So she decides to invite Misty and Tammy with her and Brian to the horror house or the fun house.
The haunted
or
house.
You call it?
The
House
haunted
of
house.
Haunted house. And so we get halfway through this. Tammy wants to punch one of the masqueraders in their throat. They get to the padded room or the padded cell, and this fool gets down on one knee and proposes to Amy and gives her the top of a soda can as an engagement ring, and she says yes. Misty and Tammy look at first confused, then they look like they want to laugh, and then they're very much over it, and they all exit the fun house. Amy gets in her feelings because nobody is happy for her, but I did hear Tammy say to her, I wish y'all the best, but I wish y'all would slow down. Missy says she got to go home. She was done with this bullshit. Amy goes to the car crying because Tammy is not, if it's not about Tammy, then she's not happy. And Tammy says, I'm done trying to cover up for Amy. And that was it. That was the episode. I don't understand it. I've never been fast with the relationships, but I don't understand how she's known this man for a matter of weeks, has been arrested on drug charges and child endangerment at that point. And because she hadn't done her any deal yet at October, I don't think so. So at that point, you have all of these charges on you, and yet you are moving in with this person. So when she went to the chiropractor and he runs all those tests on her and he cracks her back or whatever, she stands up there and I swear she says, I don't want to go on medication for this pain that we've never heard of.
Well, she says she suffered with back pain all her life. Lose weight, bitch.
Well, I thought she said, oh, and it got worse after she gave birth, right? Okay, but she also said, I don't want drugs, just give me weed. Had a problem with that because you have charges, girl. You have charges. And you just want weed? I don't know. And then she She is getting fatter, right?
Because she said she's been ever since the arrest, you know, she's been worried. I would be stressed. I wouldn't be eating, fat heifer.
Before the arrest, she was getting fatter. From the start of this season, she looked bigger. Like, because I only reason why I noticed this, because I think in one of the episodes she said, I only have 16 more pounds to lose to get my skin surgery. And I'm like, what 16 what? 116? Like, she's solid. Tammy is not solid. She is solid. I don't know. Anyway.
Okay, so
I don't understand how she's just it's just way too
yeah, but can I ask you a question? When Tammy came over and they were decorating and she was decorating for her boys, didn't you find it odd that Amanda wasn't there? Had Amanda already moved? Had she moved out to the Airbnb yet?
I don't know. That's why I said I found it interesting that Amanda was missing for the entire episode.
Yep, she wasn't there. And then, you know, when she went to pick out something to wear, girl, I just can't. But what do you think about Tammy pushing her mother in the wheelchair?
Oh, I forgot that. Ugh, that was so forgettable, that part. I thought it was good that somebody else other than Tammy was being pushed in a wheelchair. I do wish that Mom appeared a bit more I hate saying this. I just wish she looked like she had taken a bath and somebody put clean clothes on her before she left the house.
Oh my God.
But the meeting with the mother and Tammy and Andrea was it went well. Like
it did.
Mom was fine.
Wait a minute. Look what Snuggle said. I forgot about that. What he said about her brain activity.
There was no getting around that, and production was so shady with it. But it explains a lot with Tammy.
Amy.
Oh, Amy, sorry. They all the same thing. Her next storyline will probably be wanting another surgeon to give Brian kids. Oh yeah, because she's got to reverse her snips. The audacity of Amy saying anyone makes things about themselves. She literally made Tammy's wedding about her. Yes, that's true. And yet, I can't say that I've been watching this from the beginning, but I don't remember her complaining about back pain after she had the children. Mama needs to be hosed down. That's crazy. There, I said it for you, Debbie. Thank you. I was trying to struggle to try and find a nicer way to say it. Like I would never let my mother go out of the house.
Oh, we're talking
like
about
that.
Tammy
Never.
and Amy from 1,000 Pound Sisters.
Amy gets her dirtiness from. Oh. That apple didn't fall from the hygiene tree. You know what I mean? Another weight loss surgery. She only lost enough weight to get preggo. Oh, you think so? So that's what we're going to be doing? Double weight loss surgeries? First, Amanda got her second, and now they're going to do Amy?
Amy's getting another one? And I know that Tammy finally got approved.
No, they're saying Wendy is speculating that that's going to be her next storyline, to get another weight loss surgery so that she could get pregnant for Brian. Is that correct? But she's also got to reverse the tubal thing. She got her tubes tied. Didn't she say that?
Which one? Yeah, she
Amy.
wanted to get her tubes untied.
Yeah. That mom has been a nightmare her whole life, Tammy. Don't owe her a shower. Well, don't know. Maybe I'm just speaking from my own thing. I wouldn't let my mom go outside like that.
But did you see Mama's haircut? I like the haircut. I was hoping Tammy would have got in the chair next.
Much better. I think Tammy, like the mother's hair is, although it's thin, it's fuller than Tammy. Tammy still is like trying to get her hair back after the surgery.
I think their grandmother, they said their grandmother was a hoarder.
And it was the grandmother that raised the two last ones, Amy and Tammy, right? Okay. She also says it was only we can't believe anything Amy says. Yeah, they're lying to us on this season, because if you go back to the arrests, the articles from the arrest, it clearly states marijuana and hallucinogenic mushrooms. And it also clearly states that the police smelled a foul odor coming from the car. That's why it was searched. So you were doing all of those things with your children in the back of the car. And again, I if I cared enough about this show, I would go back to that episode and try to get a visual of what the children look like in the back of the car. Because if they were alert and engaged, it'd be one thing. But if they were laying back and asleep or lethargic, I would be wondering if they were inhaling whatever.
Yeah, but they were feeding the animals, remember? And why you gotta tell everybody about the damn camel bite? And why? Why?
But if the car windows were open while they were feeding the animals, and she got bit, and he went up the road a couple of minutes, and the police, we had to wait for the police to come, and they still smelled the car after all of that, with the windows open and everything. Exactly. And those children were in the car. If I cared enough, I would go back to see if those children were alert or if they were lethargic. Because if they were lethargic, they were high.
Okay, Amanda was just going to go pick up the boys from the hospital. Chris did bail them out. Amanda was just going to pick up the boys because she had no idea yet that she was going to be arrested. She had called her because the boys got in the ambulance with her. Remember that? Chris is the one that bailed them out, but Amanda did go get those boys.
She went and got the boys. Remember, this all happened over Labor Day weekend on the Monday. So she had to go and get the boys from the hospital because Amy was being taken to jail. Not staying in the hospital, taken to jail. And according to Heidi, judges don't work on holidays, so she had to overnight. That's what Amy said. She had to overnight in the jail, and that's why Chris, the only one who got money on this show, had to come up on Tuesday to bail her out.
Yep.
They leaving out a lot.
But I forgot, I was gonna go find, it was weed, mushrooms, and something else. It was 3 things that was in that car.
No, the third thing was child endangerment.
Yeah, but it was another drug.
'24 arrest. Let's see. 2 ounces of Mary Jane and what they believe to be psychedelic mushrooms in her car.
I thought it was something else. Okay.
The 2 children were also present in the car at the time, leading to additional charges. Subsequent search of the vehicle revealed the marijuana and suspected mushrooms. Yep, that's the only thing that they're saying.
Okay. No, she didn't call the cops. What happened was that the ambulance, because you know when the ambulance is coming, the cops are going to be there too. She didn't call the cops. They called the ambulance. Yep. So anything else that happened? So I'm sorry. Tammy's girlfriend to me. Yeah, they just look disgustingly nasty. And didn't they go to a restaurant where no, that was the last episode. Our Amy had cooked. Yeah, we never talked about her cooking that Alfredo. And what's his face, husband, boyfriend, whatever, said that was and even the people that were sitting at the table eating said it was nasty.
Well, it looked nasty the way how she was preparing it. So, I mean, ew.
Okay.
I mean, she didn't wash the chicken. She didn't lime and salt it to clean it. She just put it in boiling water.
Why would you boil your chicken though? You put it in the oven and get it a brown color. You know what I mean? You bake it for a little bit.
She didn't even put no seasoning in that water. I don't, because at first I thought she was making like a chicken soup or something, but then I just was like, first of all, where's the seasoning? I didn't, maybe they cut it out, and then it looked gray, and I was like, well, what's that? It was interesting. Who taught her to cook?
Yep. Yep. I'm just like, yep. I'm just done. But when Brian, is that his name, Brian? When I saw his car, I'm like, what kind of news anchor is he? You see how old that car is?
I can't say nothing about an old car. I really can't. I refuse to get a new car, even though I'm gonna go look. But I mean, it's just interesting. I still want to know why he wants to take her to another town, away from her family, knowing that she can't drive and has limited mental capacity or capabilities. That was shown on the show. It's not me saying anything bad about Amy. It was disclosed on the show per medical examination. I feel like he's taking advantage of her and her children.
Yep. Hello? I'm here. No, I was just answering something from my sister. I'm sorry. I'm talking to myself, but I'm responding. No, anyway. Anything else that we missed? Okay, so tomorrow, Debbie, I know your day has been your weeks have been really, really crazy. So do you think we can do a live tomorrow night to discuss 90 Day, and then I'm going to do a quick recap, or I can start the live with a recap of Real Housewives of Atlanta, and then you can join. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I can go. Yeah, I think I'll go live around 4, and then you can join around 4:30 because that's 7:30 your time. And I'm gonna get with Lexi to see if that works for her as well. But yeah, how does that work? Does that sound okay for everybody? All right. I love it. Is there anything else, Deb? Anything else?
No, that's about it.
Oh yeah, she did say that. You remember when she said that they just happened to buy the same shirt? So was she saying that he bought hers? I mean, she bought his I mean, he bought his, and then she bought hers, and neither one of them knew they had it.
That's a lie.
Girl, I don't know too many white people that boil chicken, and I have a whole lot of white friends. I don't know any white people that, and I know the ones down south don't boil no damn chicken.
Well, no, if they make it soup.
Well, that's different because you're going to boil it with the bouillon. But I remember when I was in Virginia Beach, one of my friends, Black, we went for a barbecue. She boiled her chicken before she put it on the grill. I said, have you lost your mind? She goes, we always do this. I said, girl, don't do that again. When she came to my house for a barbecue, I showed her exactly. You do not boil your chicken and then put it on the damn grill. You're removing the flavor. Yeah, I don't boil ribs either before putting them on the. You put them in that foil paper, baby. Let them put them in there. And then when you bake them, you flip them and then you take it out the foil. Or you let them go before you put them in the foil. And then put them in the foil, put them back on the grill. Jesus Christ. I got to teach people how to grill now. Yeah, I don't do that boiling. Sorry. Nope. Yep. But I got to go now. I love you guys. Debbie, I love you. I need to run. I need to make a call. I need to call my dad real quick. I love you guys. Guys, have a great day, okay? Bye, everybody. Bye. Oh, shit, I got to go out. Oh, I'm sorry. I got to go out.